Welcome back into the Sports Source, this segment of our program brought to you by Calhoun's. As we hit the dog days of summer, no better place to be than on the water. And if you don't have a boat, I'll tell you where you can get one later in the show. But if you don't have a boat, the best option is to get to Calhoun's on the river, Calhoun's at Melton Hill Lake, Calhoun's at Fort Loud Marina. Decks and patios, they're all over the place. 9 area Calhoun's in the 9 area Calhoun's locations. Just the best food in the area, but also great opportunity to go spend the day on the patio, spend an evening out on the deck, and certainly these on the water. Great time of the year to do it. Calhoun's. All right, let's quickly take a look over at our YP board, and there you have it. Let's just throw out there that these are 5 names that if you started a game today, this would be your offensive line, okay? Drew Richmond, Ryan Johnson, left guard, Brandon Kennedy, and from Alabama, and he's impressed people. Jeremy Pruitt's been free with the compliments toward Brandon Kennedy as well. Riley Locklear, right guard, right tackle, Marcus Tatum. We could maybe debate, slide some other guys in there, but you're going to have Trey Smith, who will eventually be cleared for contact, it's said. Chance Hall, who's still dealing with the knee operation he had over the summer, so he's not 100% and cleared at this point. But those guys will be, and you wonder where they'll be slid in, as Dizzy Dean said, slid in. Is this offensive line, as it looks right now, as we have on the board, with those 2 guys fitting in somewhere, is that a better offensive line than we would have expected a few months ago, or do you still look at it and go, no, there's still not a lot of proven talent there?
I like it better. I like it better because of Chance Hall being able to come back. I think Chance Hall is a solid tackle, and I think he would help you when he comes back. And, of course, Trey Smith coming back. Yeah, the 7 names you got up there, but even let's say Trey Smith and Chance Hall aren't ready for the first game, I still like that offensive line better because I like Ryan Johnson. I think he's a solid player. And Brandon Kennedy, from what everybody's saying, I think Marcus Tatum showed a lot of improvement last year. So, yeah, I think that offensive line does look a little bit better. I'm still not sold on Drew Richmond, and I don't know much about Riley Locklear, but I think what you got up there is better.
Gentlemen?
I'll add one thing. Riley Locklear, a good name to keep in mind. He had, I believe, when he played toward the end of last season, he had, I think, the 2nd highest Pro Football Focus rating among Tennessee's linemen behind Trey Smith.
I remember, yeah.
He was actually pretty highly regarded for the time he played. He's still a work in progress, obviously, but I think he's given himself a chance to earn that job. I do think the Chance Hall addition there is the big key. If he is able to play and be good at right tackle, that changes the look of this offensive line. You can count on Trey Smith to do probably about what we saw from him last year. Where he plays is the biggest key. I think Marcus Tatum is the guy with the hottest seat right now. Keep an eye on him. Wherever Trey Smith goes, I think Marcus Tatum might be the guy forced out if they were playing today.
Okay, now the actual question. Do you feel better about this line?
Yes.
That was a heck of a rundown.
Yeah,
but
I think so. I think you have to feel better, and it's because of Chance Hall, like Bob said. I think Trey Smith, you probably expected to come back based on what we'd heard. Yeah. Chance Hall is the difference maker.
Well, I think you got to feel better because of Brandon Kennedy and what he brings in center.
We still haven't seen him.
Yes, I know, but I think you've seen enough of. He seems to have been moved into the starting position pretty much, and you look at how many starts you were missing from the center position. Yes, you have to like it. And what are there, like 19 scholarship offensive linemen? So
yeah, they got more bodies this year than they ever had last year.
Right. So you've got, hopefully, I mean, you would think a lot more depth. And if Tennessee's going to have a chance to have a better season than what a lot of people think, the offensive line, I think, is going to be the key to that if you're going to be the pro-style power running team they talk about.
Now, I will say this group, we saw basically this 5 out there for the open practice last week. Didn't look great still. I think still was a work in progress. So getting Trey Smith and Chance Hall back, I think, are the keys for you to feel better about this
And
group.
finding the spot where Trey Smith is going to go specifically. He could guard or tackle. Jimmy, your thoughts? You feel better about this line or no?
No. I'll play Will Overstreet. He's not here. And
Willie Raincloud.
Willie Raincloud. Look, to me, it's a wait and see. Is Trey Smith going to be the player he was? I'm going to say probably. I like him. Is Brandon Kennedy that much of an upgrade? Yes, he's going to be the starting center, but what did they get out of the center last year? I do think Ryan Johnson has a chance to be good. Is Chance Hall the same player he was before the knee injuries? I don't know. So to me, there's still a lot of question marks. Jerome Carvin might be a guy I would add to this potential rotation. The true freshman looked pretty good. But you're also asking an offensive line to go from what I thought was a finesse, push, shove, get in the way line to an aggressive fire out, and you got to be stronger. Are they strong enough to play that type of an offense for Tennessee, to be in an I formation? I'm not sure that they are. So to me, I'm going to wait and see. Is the potential there? Yes. But I'm going to wait and see.
But I agree with you. I'm negative. I like knowing the names, but I think that's all it is. I don't know. I haven't seen them play together. We don't know how they're going to mesh. You still don't know where Smith's going to go. You don't know where Hall's going to go. You don't know how healthy Hall is going to be. So to me, you've got a better idea of who it might be, but I'm not willing to say, oh yeah, I feel much better. So
well, I'm going to say since Ryan reminded me of how Locklear played at the end of the season, I feel even better than I did when you first asked the question.
2 minutes have swung even
There you
further.
go.
Okay, Joe, were you going to throw something in there?
No, I still think you have to feel somewhat better than if you lost Trey Smith, you wouldn't have felt better.
Well, sure.
Yeah, but I think with the numbers there, I think you have to feel better than if you hadn't had some of these developments.
Well, I'm assuming
they're bulked up from last year.
I'm assuming like Jimmy too, that Trey Smith comes back and is what Trey Smith was, and so then to me the big question becomes like you said, is Chance Hall.
That's a bigger
If Chance Hall
question.
comes back and is the player he was before, then yeah, I'm going to feel better about it.
But that's
Okay.
the if. That's the reason I'm
Right.
pushing the brakes.
Okay. Still to come, we're going to talk about a possible youth movement. Jeremy Pruitt's given a lot of young guys a lot of snaps over there, a lot of reps, and they're not just leadership reps. We'll talk about a possible youth movement later in the show, but next we're going to catch up with Ryan Callahan over here, our recruiting guru, about Tennessee and where they stand in the recruiting rankings right now, and also the latest on the J.J. Peterson saga. Come on back.